So many developments this week and so many stories, so I had to round them up in a list. So let's go over. We had taxes. Actually, we had them latter part of the week where we got increased taxes on several key countries. We're going to talk about that. Apple, people are starting to say maybe Tim Cook's time is done. We saw the browsers starting a war. If we up to now only used Chrome, maybe now AI is going to change everything. This was crypto's week for sure. Meta keeps sucking in all the AI talents to their Galacticos team. And Delta actually opened the door to the earnings season, which is starting formally in a few days. Are you ready to summarize the week? Let's dive in. So hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Micha. And on this channel, we summarize the week and we also do another thing. We also produce or post AI videos. They can be music like these four, which you're more than welcome to listen to. They're very good music to work out with, to run with. I love working out and running and driving the car with. We also have the weekly summaries. We also have other AI videos. So use it and enjoy it, like everyone says. And of course, if you're new, you can subscribe to the channel, of course, and turn notifications on. Let's dive into the week. The week ended on sour side. All the averages ended negative, with S&P down 0.3, while the Dow down 1% for the week. When we look at the great, Nvidia up 3.5%, Microsoft up 0.9%, but on the flip side, we got Apple down 1.1% and Tesla down 0.5%. Indices themselves, you can see they're kind of split, with energy up 2.4%, utilities up 0.74%, while financials, communication, and consumer staples on the negative side, minus 1.9 all the way to minus 1.6. As I mentioned in the intro, crypto, this was the week of crypto. Bitcoin up 8.76% and basically shattering its all-time high. Ethereum up 15.6%, not close to all-time high, which might pose an opportunity depending on you and how you analyze the crypto market. And when you look at commodities, you can see gold and silver keep going up, while crude oil also 2.2. On the negative, we have the natural gas for the week. That brings us directly to the news of the week, and I'm starting with a few hours ago while I got this tweet from Megan Casella, 9 a.m. On a Saturday morning, which focuses on this. 60% of everything that U.S. is buying comes from abroad and from these trading partners, the EU, Mexico, Canada, and China. All of them are getting 30% tariffs. Canada, 35%, which Mexico and Canada and EU are the latest from the last 48 hours. This, of course, if not resolved, might create that inflation that Jerome Powell is very much afraid of, and that's why he's not lowering rates. During the week, President Trump again called him too late Powell, again bullying him around. Rumors on Friday spread that he might be resigning. We might hear it next week. We don't know yet. What we do know is China and US are meeting and they agreed to boost channels for talks. Rubio met his counterparts, Chinese counterparts. Bitcoin, of course, everyone's looking for the reason. Some are saying the US government is buying. Some are saying it's because institutional investors. I'm saying that Bitcoin just has more demand than supply. And the charts hinted about that 12 weeks ago, when it was at 86,000. Intel spins off an AI robotics company that they acquired in the past. Tesla is opening their new India store. Very good news for Tesla because India is a huge, huge market for Tesla. Also, expanding robotaxi invites. If you remember, for the last 2 weeks, they've been running robotaxi. And it's by invitation only. They're expanding it. They want to expand to the San Francisco Bay Area, which will, of course, be their bread and butter because it's filled with tech people that are just waiting for robotaxi to be there. And they're asking for permissions or getting permissions for Arizona as well. Apple is expanding their line of products, but Apple is behind on their AI, and that is their main issue right now. Not the regular products. Jensen Huang, Nvidia CEO, met President Trump and his team this week in order to get their approval for his meetings in China, or mainly get guidelines from them, because he wants to meet the Chinese and tell them, look, these are the chips that I can produce, and and those are the ones that Trump and his team gave me the approval to produce. He doesn't want to sit there, promise the Chinese chips, and then come back to the US and get hammered by Trump. Why did you offer that? And all the curbs and everything. So he wants to get an approval for that. We got labor statistics this week. They came in stronger than expected. The economy is strong, at least above the surface. If under the surface there are cracks, we can't really see them yet in the data. Maybe they exist, but no one can see them currently in the data. You can see jobless claims lower than expected, so that's good. Moderna got their approval, full US FDA approval for COVID vaccine, ages 6 months to 11 years old, mainly for children. DOD takes a stake at MP Materials, the rare earth company, the only US rare earth company. This is part of the decoupling from China. Very interesting, both for MP. Of course, MP Material went up the day that it happened, 50%. The stock went up. Very interesting. Merck acquires Verona for $10 billion. While Merck patents are about to expire in a few weeks, Verona might have her own patents. United Health appoints a new Medicaid CEO. You remember the last Medicaid CEO got assassinated. Uber will serve as the official rideshare and delivery partner of the LA 2028 Olympics. And browser war. Both Perplexity and OpenAI are launching, let's call it a new AI-based browser that will compete against Chrome, which is the main dominant right now. Chrome and maybe Apple's Safari. They want it to be AI generated with AI agents, that it will do everything. Very interesting development in a space which was kind of boring. So that's both of them. Starbucks getting a lot of demand for their business in China. While Starbucks doesn't want their business in China, other entities do want. So we might see something very interesting happening in that arena. Goldman Sachs asked their junior bankers to tell them if they're looking for a job. Yeah, I know a lot of people that come to their boss and say, you know what, I'm kind of sick and tired of my job. I'm looking for another job, just so you know. Really? Bezos is selling or sold already 25 million shares during the week, which sum up to around $666 million. No one really knows why he sold so many shares in the last few months. Some said it was related to his divorce, but I'm not even sure. I think he's planning on investing it somewhere, but we just don't know where. Google, or Waymo actually, which is owned by Google, is offering accounts for teens now in Phoenix. So if you're seeing this and you're in Phoenix, your kids might be able to use autonomous Waymo. Apple is losing their COO, Jeff Williams. He's stepping down. His protege is Sabih Khan, which will replace him. Meta is taking a stake at Ray-Ban in their quest to augmented reality sunglasses. Jack Dorsey is launching a WhatsApp competitor using Bluetooth. Never knew that we needed something like that. Google is expanding their Waymo to New York City and to Philadelphia. And CoreWeave agrees to acquire Core Scientific, mainly for their GPUs. The question is, what will they do with their Bitcoin? Meta is signing. This is one announcement of Roaming Pang, an Apple top executive that leads the AI architecture, but they also, if I'm not mistaken, signed 2 more during the last 48, 72 hours. Meta is swallowing every top talent in the AI landscape. Let's see, when egos will start colliding, we might hear a lot of noise around that arena. During the week, Amazon had their Prime Day. We don't know yet if it was a success or not. We will know probably next week through Adobe's data, analytics data, and probably in a week or two, we're going to get Amazon's earnings as well. So we're going to hear it then. And Lemonade is expanding their AI-powered car insurance in India. This, of course, brings us to the next few weeks, which would be a bit different than before because we are going into earnings season. During this earnings season, or at least the next 3 to 4 weeks, I hope I will be able to launch a weekly video. I'm not sure. Hopefully I will. But if I won't be able, I might post shorter videos during the week. So stay tuned, turn notifications on, at least on this channel, of course. Next week, these are the companies that are going to report. Monday, pretty quiet. Tuesday, we get JP Morgan, Citi, Wells, BlackRock. Wednesday, we'll hear from ASML, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Progressive, Johnson & Johnson, and Morgan Stanley. Wednesday, after the bell, we'll get United, Alcoa, Kinder Morgan. Thursday, before the bell, Taiwan Semi, PepsiCo, US Bancorp. After the bell, Netflix, Interactive Brokers, and others. And on Friday, we get 3M, Huntington, SLB, and American Express. So earnings season, full steam ahead. We're starting. And that, of course, brings us to the macroeconomics of everything. Tuesday, we get CPI. Wednesday, we get PPI, all these 8:30 Eastern before market opens. So we're going to get a lot of interesting things this week. Next week, there will be a weekly summary. After that, because I'm going on vacation, I'm not sure how it's going to work. We'll see. This is the S&P 500. Hit all-time high this week several times, just like crypto, just like Bitcoin and others. Now the question is, where are we going from here? As usual, we always look at the downside and we look at the upside. The downside should be around, we're currently 62.59. We might get down to 61.47, which was the previous all-time high. Check support there and then keep going, or we can keep going, of course. Check support, that's our downside. The other downside is around the gap, around the 6,000. These two drawbacks, if they appear, might result in 1.7% drawdown or even 3.7%. Are we due for a pullback? For sure. Is it going to happen next week? I'm not sure. Just be prepared that it might happen. Might happen, doesn't mean that it will. From other perspective, we can keep going up. As you can see, the last week, the S&P didn't really do anything. When I changed to a weekly candlesticks, you can see that we got to a doji this week. This doji raises a lot of red light saying, just be careful. So it's going to be a very interesting week, supported by earnings. Earnings are a great catalyst for a correction, and we will be here. So till next time, Micha Stocks, bye-bye.